able to
Well,
find it or?
I don't know if he extends, then I
I'll
would go.
I'll
I
play
actually
black.
would.
You beat white.
Okay, I would go to P18.
This one. This one I don't think works, but let's see. So,
Then I would double Hane.
this is that over aggression that you like to do.
All right. Okay, it won't work. I see it now.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah, I
So,
see. Oh,
yeah, leaving two cutting
yeah,
points
yeah,
on the
yeah.
wall here is really bad.
So
So
that can't be
this,
right. So I must. Yeah.
so originally,
Huh.
this doesn't work, right? If it just went like this, you would die.
Yep.
But the
Yep.
cool thing about this is you have uh this move first because now he has
Yes.
to respond. And so
Right.
now you can play here and then play this move, and he can't play here anymore.
Right.
And even if he plays this, he has two and you got three. So this was a
So he
really,
can't. Yeah.
yeah, he can't kill you no matter what, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's really cool.
Well, that's instructive.
Yeah, so normally, like I said, you would just die, right? You'd just die like this.
Yeah.
And if that's what you read, I understand why you read it because this is a very normal situation. Um, but because you can threaten here, it actually helps you win this fight, which is really cool. So I just thought that was fun.
That is cool.
All right. So you played here, which is not as good as A as we saw, but it's
Yeah.
still fine. So you played. And this is where once again you seem to have a problem of not continuing your running battles, specifically against this high C guy.
Okay.
Right? Because I'm sure you can see how powerful this is, right? He would
Yes.
have to submit if you play something like this. I mean,
And then
you
he's
get a double
yeah.
hunter, and
Yeah.
then you're in a really good position right now to hurt him very badly. And if he submits like this is all the more better for you, right? Because these stones
Yeah.
are starting to become in danger
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And so this is really, really powerful. And for you to miss it, I was kind of sad, right? Because we always talk
Yeah.
about hitting the head of three
Yep.
stones.
Yep.
I understand that this is very important to get this out here, but he has to answer this. Let's say if he
Right.
didn't, right? Now you kind of do what you want. I like this move a lot because these stones are in a lot of danger now, and these stones are in danger. If he goes to save these, later you can play this. And if you get to come out, now these stones are in danger, right?
Yep.
And so, like, this would be great for white.
Right. Right.
So, this one stone here, this one A here is like so important um, for shape. So really keep that in mind.
Yeah.
This result is good for you right now, so it's good. But this is the move where it wasn't right. So, do you remember the four principles of thickness?
I know I'm supposed to use my wall not to
Mhm.
build territory, but for influence.
Yes, yes. So you should have pushed him towards your wall. That's the normal,
Yeah.
way to go.
Yeah.
The moves that I saw, I knew this was wrong. So for me, I would have probably played something like here, or maybe even the cap here. Um, but definitely not here because this is as we already discussed. We shouldn't
Yeah.
we shouldn't attack from our thickness. We should
Yeah.
attack towards our thickness. We should push
Yep.
our opponents
Yep.
towards our thickness. Um, so if we look at these, I looked at these with the computer. It
Mm.
wants you to make
Mm.
noise in the west to attack in the
Yes.
east.
Yes.
So it wants
Yes.
you to build a big thickness first, and then you'll have
Yeah.
strength
And
against
then
this.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then the other move was this one. So if black tries to get out, then you once again build over here first, and then you cut, right? And so that's as far as the variation went. But you can see what it's doing, right? You're making
Right.
strength in the west, so you can
Yes.
attack in the
Yeah.
east.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
this nice leading attack. It's because this has a big weakness. If black doesn't like respond, this is really, really painful for black.
Yeah.
Empty triangle and getting stuff inside its corner is really bad and good for white. Um, so yeah. So this breaks the principle of thickness. It's something that we should always keep in our mind. And this to me was a little too over aggressive. So you're trying to break the tiger's mouth and make black weak, but you're weak here. And so
Hmm.
now once he preys on that weakness, now you're starting to have some trouble, right? A
Yeah.
lot of trouble could have brewed here. I think it was when black made this mistake, that's when everything
Yeah.
got messed up. If black
Yep.
Atari'd here,
So
he could
this,
have
so yeah,
split.
so yeah, so this was the first misread. Now that I see it.
Yeah, yeah. So what happened here was you were a little too aggressive here. You have a weak group, and so you
Hmm.
need to strengthen this before you can fight this.
Yep.
And so any one of these moves would have helped you strengthen white here
Yeah.
and allowed you to get a
Yeah.
better fight.
Yeah. Yep.
But by playing this, it was too much. And so then you got
Yep.
cut.
Yeah.
And now you still needed to kind of strengthen yourself a bit. But then you cut through and even left this, this weakness. So at least if you were trying to go for this, it would make sense. But it's clear to me that black is getting more than white,
Right.
right? This is black's
Right.
just getting more, and so
Right.
um, all this was very dangerous.
Yeah, for sure.
If black or for you, I guess you should have played here, and just taken what you got because once you
Yeah.
play this, if black got this would be devastating for you.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll move on. But in the end, you got a great result here, so that was good. And you're doing great here. I don't really have anything bad to say about any of this. All this was great. I'm sure you felt it too, right? Hitting the
I
head
did.
and then
Yeah.
getting this and then coming through. You're making great shape in lots of territory. It's kind of ridiculous how much you're getting. So once again, the running race, right? So this is probably the third time today we've seen, or
Yeah.
maybe even fourth or fifth time today, we've seen you kind of leave the running battles, specifically with this guy, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and so, yeah, white should definitely play here because black is in trouble, right? If black gets hit. And if black
Yeah.
doesn't get hit, you've just made another line of 1, 2, 3, 4 points, right?
Yeah.
So this starts racking up really fast. 4, 8, 12, 16,
I guess I didn't want him to have such a big wall,
Yeah. The thing is you want to finish your shape, right? You want to finish what you can do. And then
Yeah.
once he gets the 4 stones, you really can't push him anymore, right? So you can
Okay.
either choose to continue to take your
Mm.
territory,
Mm.
or
Mm.
you've just got an extra stone, and so you're fine. And so now you can do what you want, like
Okay.
I'd come out
Okay.
here.
Okay.
But leaving it at 2 stones,
I see. Okay. It's yes.
this is
Yes.
very, very
Two.
painful.
Yeah. Two is bad. Okay.
Yeah, like I would feel so good as black right now if I got this $1,000 turn on you,
Yeah.
hitting the head of two
Yeah.
stones, getting a good shape,
Yeah.
making more and more and more good shape, right? Like, and you got stunted, you got pushed in, and black made a lot of points here. So this is huge, 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 huge.
Yeah.
This was great. So this was a really positive move where you're breaking up this area, you're keeping them split. This was really good. Now, it's funny because I wrote this, I felt like this was unreasonable. Because when I look here, like black clearly should be able to take some of this, right? So this stone doesn't look like it can live. and you even left it alone after, right? You get like, whereas like, okay,
Yep.
it's probably dead. But later this plays such a central part of the end game. So I thought this was funny. Like I felt this was so unreasonable. But later it does help you. So you poked at the shape here, and then you finally got the good move. So this was great. This is asking too much because what's gonna happen here now?
He'll take the other stone.
And then what happens to your B stone?
I play at A.
Yeah, you have to fix, right? So you have to
Right.
play in Gote and fix. So this
I
is
see. Yes.
Gote, whereas
Okay.
this is yeah. If you're gonna have to play this anyway, you should just play this. So
Okay.
this is what we call a thank you move. It helps Black fix
Yeah.
himself, and then
Yeah.
you're put in a
Yeah.
bad situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's much better to have this liberty here. So we'll see what happens, right? So now you just have one less liberty, right? So you
Yeah.
have three.
Yeah.
But if we played like this, you would have four, right? If it
Right.
was the
Right.
same type of thing.
Right.
And then later on, also you have co-threats, right? So you could play here as a co-threat.
True.
You could play here as
True.
a co-threat. You could even play
True.
here as a co-threat.
Oh yeah.
Because this makes a snapback, right? If he answers the
Yeah.
co, and then you play
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So we want to try and avoid these moves where we help our opponent and then we have to fix ourselves after. This is a bad
Yeah.
Atari.
Yeah.
So this is good. Yeah, that's good. This is a false eye, which once again this plays such a big role in the end game. Um, this cut is good in my opinion. So I like this cut. I especially like this cut because it worked out perfectly for you. So you're getting pretty good at finding like when to push and then cut after. So that's really good. The cut's good because this is so weak, right?
Right. Right.
And so
Right.
then
He
and
has
then
to
you
do something.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then you have friends here to connect to. So if yeah, he has to do something as you said. So now you can just take full advantage. You got the ladder. So
Right.
it was great. Really good. And everything I think he played was fairly good at this point. I would have pushed through here. So Black played down, and you
Mm.
have lots of strength and friends. So I would just push and cut here, right? Because if he just runs like this, you'll be able to kill him.
Oh yeah.
And if he runs like this, you'll be able to even I guess if he links up, then you can still make good shape, and you can see that these white stones can invade in here.
Hmm.
Right, so if he protects himself, you can still invade in here and get a
Hmm.
really good result because you can connect, do something like this.
Yeah.
Um, and so you just get a good result here. Like this was too aggressive, so you can cut them apart.
Hmm.
Um, but you were very focused on saving the stone, which was okay.
Well, no,
But
really, it was more about getting some territory, cutting in there.
okay,
See, you
like
love.
something like this.
I mean, in other words, well, if he'd come down, I mean, yeah, that would have been. I would have gone up, and that would have been okay. I think
Eh.
maybe not.
Right? Like it's I think Black's getting the better result here because he's
Yeah.
breaking you up and he got territory. So Black
Yeah.
should have played this. He really goofed up by
Yes.
playing this one.
Yeah.
So because this is
Yeah, but at that
the
point, I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't thinking of saving it. I was, just making some territory inside his
uh
space.
okay. Yeah, yeah, fair enough. But he should have answered here and then you would have got a
I
bad
see
result.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I see that, Michael.
so that's why this is far better. This
Yes,
armpit hit would
yes,
be
yes.
bad for you.
Yeah.
And we're getting to the end of the review. This one was a lot simpler than the last game. The last game we had a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
This one it's more like I think just like shape points and running battles. I think that's really what it was. But this was the nice move. 161. I didn't even see this move like through the whole review. So when you played it and then he answered and you played this, I was like, what? Like that works? And it does, and you kill him. So he had to resign. That was crazy to
Yeah,
me.
it was a near thing, right? I have 4 liberties and he has 3.
Yeah, so I didn't examine this too hard. I just saw what happened, but let me just see. Well, no, I guess he has to
He
answer
has
here.
to. He has to.
Yeah, he has to answer there. That's so funny. So the question then becomes, is there anything that he could have done, right? But I don't think there is. Yeah, well, actually, oh yeah, you'd win out because you have an eye. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think you just got him with this move, which was fantastic. And it worked with the move that I thought was unreasonable. And so
Yeah.
it
Well,
just works.
probably shouldn't have, but it just happened to.
All right, so let's
Uh,
just find the biggest
yeah.
mistakes. I mean, this is kind of one of them, just because this area is so small compared to like this area.
Yes. Yes.
So I think that's one thing. This read is pretty hard, but it's kind of fun to find, like when you find it. Um, so the idea is when you have two Ataris, make sure to read them both in
Yeah.
depth. And this is almost always wrong when it's like this. Because you can never catch black. If you try here,
Yes.
you fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you try here, you will have too many weaknesses, right? So what
Yeah.
happens if you try to save your stone here? Then you get double Atari, which is bad, right?
Yeah.
Um, so this would be bad. So then, uh, so if you try and protect this part, let me see. I don't know. I'm having trouble explaining. Yeah, so if you try and protect this part, then black kills this stone. So if you protect this, black kills these. If you protect this, black kills this. And so it keeps going like this. Where if you protect this stone, then double Atari again.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. So this is the wrong direction to fight in. So it'd be this one. But all right, I'll move on. Let me see. So this was a big mistake.
Yes.
Remember
Yeah.
to take your good shape in running battles.
Yeah.
This is actually more devastating than it looks against these stones. Because what happens is you get to cut off these, and so this becomes really big for white. Really, really big. Right? If you're able to turn in black into itself,
Yeah.
and then you're able to weaken these significantly, this is a big win for white.
Yes.
Don't use thickness to
Yeah.
attack from. You want to push
Yeah.
your opponent towards your
Yeah.
thickness. That's a big
Yeah.
one. You're over aggressive here, but you know that's fine. And then once again, here's your running battle
Yeah.
mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you were focused on this because that's what he's getting. But what
Yeah.
you do is you take your Sente moves, and then when you don't have any more, then you come over here to
Yeah.
fix that problem.
Yeah.
Because if black was to, let's say, play something like this, right? Try and make this bigger.
Yeah.
Once you play this, now here's that bad double Hane again because you have this cutting stone. It's the
Yeah.
same exact thing with these, right?
Yeah.
And so black's gonna have to submit, and then once he submits, you get a really nice big turn on him, you know. So anyway, all right, that was it, Marty. I'll
All
end the
right, Michael.
recording here.
Thank you.
Anything else going on?